Everyone, today I'm going to do a video on my book collection. So let's just start. So the first book is by my favorite author, that is Ruskin Bond, and this book is called The Best of Ruskin Bond. I have read this twice. I actually like it, so I suggest you to read this one. And the second book I have is called The Catcher in the Rye. This is by J.D. Salinger, and I've started reading it, and I would suggest those who are in the teenage years or in the early 20s, or maybe like anyone can read this. This is actually very a book which is really eye-opening. So, and the third one is a book called Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. And the fourth book is Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. The next book is by Amitav Ghosh. It is called The Calcutta Chromosome. I've started reading it. I have read through here, and this portion is left. I'm planning to finish this up soon. Then the next book is by Khaled Hosseini, and it is called The Mountain Secret. The next book is called The Motorcycle Diaries. This is about or by Ernesto Che Guevara. Actually, he's a pretty awesome guy. Lots to learn from him. And the next book is by Agatha Christie. And then there were none. And the next book is called The Malgudi Adventures, Classic Tales for Children by Arkin. This has been I've read this twice, and it is always awesome to read this. It reminds me of my childhood days. So I think everyone in India knows about this. Then comes the next book. This is a pretty popular book, Mrs. Funnybones by Twinkle Khanna. Then comes the next book. This is called The Rupa Book of Wicked Stories. This is edited by my favorite author, Ruskin Bond. Here you can see a collection of short stories by different authors. Then comes another favorite author of mine, Shashi Tharoor. This is called The $5 Smile, 14 Early Stories and a Face in Truth. Next book is called Never Let Me Go by Kazuo Ishiguro. I've started reading it. It is actually a sad story, I think. Then comes Kiran Desai's book, The Inheritance of Loss. This book has been pretty popular, and by now most of us must have read this. And how she writes it, see, if you are in a sad mood and all, if you read this book, then you will definitely feel what she's writing about. I feel like that when I read this. Then comes another sad story. I feel like this is also a sad story, called The Land Where I Flee, and by Prajwal Bharajulai. Actually, when I showed this, the picture of this book, the cover of this book, when I shared this picture, everyone was like, it is a very sad book. Then replied me with the sad smileys and all. So I don't know, I haven't started reading it, and there's not much I can tell from the back of the book also. So I'll let you know. The next book is again by Amitav Ghosh. It is called The Shadow Lines. This has been a pretty popular book during its time. It was published first in 1988. I think I like this story. I love the cover, genuine cover. Then there is this one, 100 Years of Solitude by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. I haven't opened this book yet, that I'm excited to read about this. There's something about new books like this that makes me really excited holding it. I'm looking forward to reading this. Then comes, There are 2 books which I read from time to time. Again and again, this is not some kind of fiction or non-fiction or anything like that. This is about the personality development, or you can call it a self-help book. The first is by Prakash Iyer, The Habit of Winning. I love reading this. It has anecdotes of several famous sports personalities. Then yeah, it's like that. Okay, he talks about famous sports personalities and anecdotes and all. This is a pretty clever book, and it won't take much of your time, but the motivation it gives you is amazing. So try reading this book once. And the next is by Jack Canfield, How to Get From Where You Are to Where You Want to Be, The 25 Principles of Success. I love this book. I love this book. If you're a student, or if you want to do start some business or anything, like if you want to improve, I would suggest you to read this book. Like, this talks about procrastination, then excuses, then what others feel and all that. Like, what would others say? Then what would I do if you're lost? So many things. So this will really help you. The way he talks, like, it feels like you are really talking with someone, like someone that you can take help from. So I would suggest you to read this. Okay, so these are the books I have been having for the past 2-3 months or so. And actually, in this month, March 2018, I have bought some books I'm really excited about. So the first one is this one by A.K. Ramanujan, Folktales from India. I really love this. I really love it. Actually, see folktales like Tamil, Gondi, Bengali, Punjabi, Tamil, Rajasthani, and all this Kannada, Odia. Wow. See, so many folktales, and I would definitely read this during this weekend. Looking forward to it. And this book I bought today, and actually I have started reading it in the store itself. This is called Something Happened on the Way to Heaven, 20 Inspiring Real Life Stories by Sudha Murthy. This is a collection of short stories sent by different people, and sharing like inspiring real life stories. So reading this story, like reading these kind of stories, will make a big difference in my life. So I always look out for books like this. So the author herself, she says, like, there are so many negativities in this world, but still good triumphs in some ways. And so she is trying to spread that message to this book. I'm looking forward to this. I want to finish this up. Then the next book is Steve Jobs by Walter Isaacson. I've been searching for this book and I got it today. I am a fan of Steve Jobs. He's I don't know. I really don't know. I'll read this and I'll know. Then the next book, this is called A Fistful of Art and Other Stories by Siddharth Gigu. I don't know, I haven't opened this yet, still packed. Then this is like a collection of stories, short stories, I think. I'll enjoy reading it. And the next book is by Amartya Sen, The Country of First Boys. The cover, this caught my attention, and this is hardbound. I don't know, there's something about books with hardbound cover. It's so attractive. I don't know. I will love reading this. Then the next book is by Ruskin Bond, called A Face in the Dark. I think it's a collection of stories, short stories, I think. Yeah, it's a collection of short stories, and this will be like what to say? Yeah, kind of thriller short stories. I will love this. Then comes a book called Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I haven't read this. So many people have been talking about this book in the past few years, and I'm really curious what this is about. I think this will be a light read for me. This is by John Gray. I like John Gray. Okay. Then comes a book by Jhumpa Lahiri. It is the namesake. This is not the original cover of the book. This actually the cover depicts the actors who acted in the movie version of this. But I really like it. I really like how she writes. So, and comes the next book. This is like this is by Shashi Tharoor. It is called The Great Indian Novel, and this is like an adaptation of Mahabharata. So like I think this will be a good read. I can do a 24-hour readathon with this book only. I'm looking forward to it. And then comes a book called Hindu Myths. This is from Penguin Classic Series, I think. Then this is by Wendy Doniger O'Flaherty. I'm really interested in myths and all. So when I saw this book in the store, I have to check it and what things are there and what I need to understand about myths and all. I'll learn from this book. Then comes the next book. This is by Roald Dahl. This is a book called The Best of Roald Dahl. I'm a big fan of Roald Dahl, and I used to learn his stories in school. Since the time I've been looking forward to his stories and see these other contents of the book. Some short stories. I really love it. Looking forward to it. And the last in my book collection is by Satyajit Ray. I really like Satyajit Ray. He's a genius. And this book is called 1000 Stories. These are the short stories in this book, and I will love it. So that's all. This is my book collection. Have a nice